A former WWE tag team is in talks with the company to return. Plus, we're going to talk about a WWE superstar who has re-signed a multi-year deal, and a former WWE superstar has shown up somewhere else. And we're going to talk about all that and so much more right here on the Ango Show. Yes. Welcome back to the Ango Show. Don't forget, you guys could catch me live Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. We talk about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Dynamite, and all the other stuff, fantasy, booking, pay-per-views, and it's a really good time. We're going to sit and chat. We're going to talk about pro wrestling, and the best part about it is it's live Monday through Friday. That's the set schedule. This week was incredible. Appreciate y'all for the support. All right. Let's jump right into it. Guys, Donovan Dijak, he is in MLW. You may have seen last week that he showed up in MLW, but now MLW has announced that Donovan Dijak, who will be managed by Saint Laurent, will be taking on Timothy Thatcher. So two former WWE superstars going head to head at Center Stage in Atlanta, live on YouTube, September 14th. Tickets are currently on sale, and a lot of people are talking about this. Obviously pretty excited to see what happens with Dijak. I know I'm excited. Now, the thing about MLW that you need to know is that not every person there has a long-term guaranteed contract. But the good thing is MLW, it's on television, it's on YouTube, it is accessible, you could watch it. And Dijak versus Thatcher is going to be a sick match. Honestly, I think this is going to be one of those really great matches. This is going to be one of those matches that a lot of people should probably tune into, because even though MLW is a smaller company, when you have somebody like Dijak and Thatcher going at it, you could just guarantee that it's going to be entertaining. So this is the kind of stuff that makes MLW special. This is what makes MLW really, survive, in the sense they actually have some really good matchmaking skills, and I think that's one of the big things that helps MLW. Obviously they're a smaller company, obviously they don't have the TV distribution that AEW and WWE have, but they do bring in notable names from time to time. I think Dijak is how this guy is a free agent, I really don't know. I find it shocking that AEW hasn't brought him in. I thought for sure he would be brought into AEW, and you never know what can happen. Technically speaking, that could be a possibility, but I like this guy, man. I think he's just too talented to not be. I mean, honestly, I felt like WWE dropped the ball with him. They called him up, they drafted him, and they didn't do anything with him, and that was weird, right? Like, after having such a great run in NXT, that's what they do. I don't know. But WWE's loss is MLW's gain, and hopefully it works out well for MLW, and hopefully it works out for him. This is something I'm definitely going to be watching, because I'm a big fan of both guys. All right, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, it appears that Shayna Baszler has re-signed with the company on a multi-year deal. We don't know the exact details on the contract, but we know that WWE has re-signed her. Right now, we also understand that Shayna Baszler is going to be remaining in the Pure Fusion Collective. Some people like this faction, some people don't. I don't mind it. I don't like the name. I don't like the branding here, but it is very clear that WWE has something cooking. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I know WWE is re-signing a lot of their talent. I did not think Shayna Baszler would stick around, personally speaking. Like, my own intuition was that WWE didn't really know how to book her. And the reality is this. Shayna Baszler is talented. She doesn't have the best mic promo skills, but she is very talented in the ring. She's got the presentation down. She's a legitimate badass. She's a legitimate combat sports athlete. And in my opinion, the way I'm kind of looking at it is that she needs to be presented as such. And I felt like Shayna Baszler would have fit in very well in AEW, especially if you look at what they're building with Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir. I felt like Shayna Baszler could have easily joined the company and jumped into that, but that's not happening. She's staying put. She's staying put in the WWE. What does this mean? Well, for a couple things you guys need to know. WWE has to pay money, right? AEW's existence makes WWE have to pay money to retain their talent. So without even knowing the terms of the deal, I think it's safe to say that Shayna Baszler is probably getting some pretty good pay, which obviously makes it easier to stick around. Triple H was always a fan of Shayna Baszler. I don't know if the booking necessarily reflects that in today's current product. I feel like Shayna Baszler should not be in a group. I don't think Shayna Baszler should be in a tag team. I don't think Shayna Baszler should be doing anything other than going for the World Women's Championship. And for some reason, WWE has decided not to do that. So I'm hoping by today's news that she has re-signed with the company. I'm hoping Triple H understands that she is a credible champion and they should do it. I think Shayna Baszler was booked so incredibly well in NXT that it's actually kind of become frustrating sometimes, right? I watch WWE on a weekly basis. I see somebody who's really skilled, and it's not like she's not being utilized. I just think she could be utilized better. And I think people need to understand what that truly means, because somebody like Shayna Baszler is a veteran at this point, and there's a lot of great matchups you can do, but you're not doing them because you're not positioning her on the card in that manner. And I think that's how things should change, man. She's re-signed, multi-year deal. I can only hope that WWE actually utilizes her in the right way. I'm not going to hold my breath, but nonetheless, we will keep it moving. And that brings us to our final topic, the Hardys potentially on their way back to WWE. I'm very intrigued by this. So first thing, what you need to know is Matt Hardy has discussed this on the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast. He says that he and Jeff Hardy do have creative plans with TNA for the rest of the year. Okay, so from now until the end of 2024, they got creative plans in TNA. There's something that's being worked on. Matt's been really positive about his experience dealing with the TNA locker room and the TNA management, which is great. But he also spoke about this, and I'm very intrigued by this. He says, we're both very, very happy. We're extremely happy with how TNA is going right now, and we're going to be continuing this for a while. We just actually talked about some creative stuff going through the end of this year right now, so that's very exciting. We dig what we have. As far as going to WWE or AEW, I mean, it's a never say never scenario. In my world, in the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, it's never say never. You never rule anything out. You never close any doors on anything. You just do your best. You keep your chin up. You keep moving forward, and you try and speak honestly and as transparently as possible. So it's one of those things. If we ended up back at AEW to do something, yeah, we wouldn't be opposed to that, especially if it's something that sounded really, really good, that we were very intrigued by. Then once again, with WWE, there's still some ongoing conversation with them. So yeah, I mean, anything can happen in the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy. So this is interesting. It doesn't mean 100% it's a for sure thing, but I think the Hardys in WWE, I don't really know what else they would have to do. WWE's tag team division isn't that exciting at the moment. They have a lot of great tag teams, and there's a lot of great matchups they can do, but at this time, the booking isn't necessarily reflective of that. So, I think they should stay put in TNA. I think TNA benefits from them being there. I don't want to see them in AEW personally. AEW didn't do anything with them either. So it's just better to move forward. And if they show up in WWE, I think they should do it because of the partnership with TNA. That would be pretty cool. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave it at that. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching The Ango Show.